I'm down here in storage. I'm supposed to be up in the break room to do my review of the first episode of season 4 of Rick and Morty. How am I going to get up to the break room? I'm 20 decks below. Oh, wait a minute. I think I have a portal gun here in storage. Oh, look. It's a portal gun. Let me see if I can make it work. Hey, wow, that portal gun really works. Too bad you can't see it too well with the chroma key, because all the green stuff disappears. Alright, what's up Earth? It's Spaceman Matt here to review the Season 4 premiere of Rick and Morty. Edge of Tomorty, Rick Die Repeat. Since this is my first time to review Rick and Morty, let me say that I really do like the show, but I do have some reservations about the over-the-top, gross out humor, and parents have to understand that this is one of the many Adult Swim series that may look like it's for kids, but it really isn't. And I really would not feel comfortable having a child under 14 watching it. But you really have to watch the show yourself and gauge whether or not it's appropriate for your child. Having said this, I think Rick and Morty remains one of the most creative shows on television and makes for a very rare gem in that it makes humor and science fiction work well together. Very few shows, animated or live action shows, can make this happen. When I found out Seth MacFarlane was doing a live action space opera TV series called The Orville, I was expecting Rick and Morty meets Star Trek. Instead we got Star Trek meets Star Trek. Don't get me wrong, The Orville is a great series in its own right, but it was just not what I was expecting from Seth MacFarlane, who is known for The Family Guy and American Dad, among other edgy animated shows. The other thing that surprises me about the creativity of the show is that the original concept was rather derivative as a parody of Back to the Future's Doc Brown and Marty McFly. Regardless, the show has remained very fresh and innovative and funny. And the Season 4 premiere is no exception. Okay, potential spoilers start now. In this episode, we pick up right where things left off from Season 3, at the dining room table of the Smith home. Rick takes Morty on an adventure to pick up death crystals in order to sell them to raise money. The death crystals are coveted because they show all possible ways you can die at any given point in time. Morty secretly keeps a crystal when he sees that in one of his potential futures, he grows old and dies with his heartthrob, Jessica. In trying to keep himself aligned with the happy, long-lived future, Morty accidentally kills Rick. An emergency hologram of Rick comes online and instructs Morty how to revive Grandpa Rick into a new clone body. The hologram Rick perhaps pays homage to the emergency medical hologram, the Doctor, from Star Trek Voyager, or an early version of Arnold Rimmer from Red Dwarf, as it is not solid and cannot interact with solid matter. Morty refuses to do what the hologram instructs because it will not lead him to a long-lived happy future with Jessica. Because Morty refuses to help the hologram make a clone of Rick, Rick's consciousness finds itself in a clone body in an alternative dimension in a special backup clone body room that our Rick breaks the fourth wall to say he dismantled his clone backup system in a previous season. Rick's clone backup system is reminiscent of Dr. Neinstein, the lead protagonist in Jerry Anderson's series The Terrorhawks, where Dr. Neinstein has to be kept alive with clone backups because he alone is smart enough to lead a team to protect the Earth from alien invasion. Rick has a series of mishaps in several alternative universes where the Earth is dominated by fascism before he gets to a wasp-like clone of himself and gets the wasp-like Rick to help him. Meanwhile, Morty raids all of Grandpa Rick's secret lab equipment to protect himself from a homicidal bully, and later the military. One device turns him into a monster similar to the one Akira becomes in the anime movie of the same name. With the help of Wasp Rick and the emergency hologram Rick, our Rick manages to end Morty's reign of terror. However, not before hologram Rick gets affected by the Akira device and goes on a bit of a mini rampage himself. You have to keep watching to the end credits in order to see a special little extra twist at the end that was unexpected. Overall, this was a solid start to the season. I'm really glad to have Rick and Morty back, and I'm glad they have started to parody or borrow inspiration from anime. As an old school anime fanboy, starting at season 1, I noticed in Morty's room above his bed is a model of Gigantor, also known in Japan as Tetsujin Nijihajigo, which is surprising that either of the creators are familiar with that anime because they're both younger than I am. So I'm hopeful that maybe this season there will be more anime parody. I think that would be a lot of fun. Well, that's all I have to say for now. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to my channel. And also, I will include a link to my Patreon account because it looks like Google is changing the rules so much for monetization. It looks like I will never have the opportunity to do so. So I'm going to have to turn to outright begging, which is terrific. So if you can come up with a couple of bucks to support me, that would be terrific. The good news is I only need $2 million to do this full time, and the bad news is I'm $2 million short. Alright, that's all I have to say for now. I'll see you next time. Again, please like and subscribe. Thank you. Bye.
Subscribe to Spaceman Matt's Sci-Fi vlog today. The fate of the world depends on it, I guess.